Hello everyone, I hope you are in a good condition. So in today's chance, me and my friends gonna explain about linear transformation. So before we start, let me introduce me and my friends. My name is Kadam Kona Sambara. My student ID is 211-510-1043, and my friend is Tegar Samju Indralaka, and his student ID is 211-510-1032. And the first one is the theme of the linear transformation, and it's gonna be explained by my friends.
Thank you, Kanha, for the time. Now I will explain about the schema theory of our material. First is theory, and then we got linear transformation. After that, we will learning about the definition of linear transformation. Then we'll be finding linear transformation from image of basis vector. Then we'll be learning kernel and range. Then after that we will running the rank, and then last we will running the nullity. For the definition of linear transformation and finding linear transformation from image of basic vector will be explained from my friends Kanha.
Okay, thank you very much, Tegar. So we're gonna move on to the next explanation, which is what is a linear transformation. So what is a linear transformation? A linear transformation is a displacement from one space, which is usually called a domain, to another space, which usually called codomain. So it's denoted like this. Transformations is from V to W. This is the domain and this is the codomain. So the theorem is like this. If the transformation from V to W is mapping from a vector space V to a vector space W, then the T is called a linear transformation from V to W if the following two properties hold for all vector U and V in the subspace V and for all scalar K. And this is the first one, and this is the second one. The first one is transformation from scalar K U equal to scalar K times transformation U, and it's called homogeneity property. And the second one is transformation U plus V is equal to transformation U plus transformation V, and it's called additivity property. And this is the proof of the theorem. The first one is the additivity property. As we can see here, we're using zero transformation. So when the transformation U plus V is equal to 0, then when we insert it, it's gonna be 0 plus 0, and it's proving the first one, which is the transformation U plus V is equal to transformation U plus transformation V, and it's 0 plus 0, so it's correct. And the second one is transformation scalar K U equal to 0, and when we insert it, it's K times 0, and it's also proving the second one, and it's correct. We move on to the next one, which is finding linear transformation from images of basis vector. So let's say if transformation V to W be a linear transformation where the V is finite dimensional, if the S is equal to V1, V2, so on until Vn is the basis from V, then the image of any vector in V in subspace V can be expressed as transformation V is equal to C1 times transformation V1 plus C2 times transformation V2, so on until Cn times transformation Vn. So where the C1, C2 until Cn are coefficient required to express V as a linear combination of the vector in basis S. So let's try to use it in implementation. Let's say consider the basis S is equal to V1, V2, V3 for the R power 3 or R cubic, where the V1 is equal to 1, 1, 1, and the V2 is equal to 1, 1, 0, and the V3 is equal to 1, 0, 0. And let the transformation from R3 to R2 be linear transformation, which is the transformation V1 is equal to 1, 0. Transformation V2 is equal to 2, minus 1. Transformation V3 is equal to 4, 3. find the formula for the transformation x1, x2, and x3, and then use that formula to compute transformation 2, minus 3, 5. Then on equation corresponding on the component, we obtain that C1 plus C2 plus C3 is equal to x1, and C1 plus C2 is equal to x2, and C1 is equal to x3, which yield C1 is equal to x3, C2 is equal to x2 minus x3, and x3 is equal to x1 minus x2. And then we insert it to the theorem or the and then we insert it to the theorem, where the x1, x2, x3 is equal to, this is C1, as we can see is x3, this is C2, as we can see as 2x minus x3, x2 minus x3, and so on. And then we can get the evaluation. So then we insert the transformation here, and this is what we get. Then when transformation on the transformation, then we can obtain transformation 2, minus 3, 5 is equal to 9, 23.
And the last one is kernel and range. Kernel and range is one of the part in the linear transformation where the transformation V to W is linear transformation. Then the set of the vector in subset V that T map transformation map into 0 is called the kernel of transformation, and it's denoted by kernel T. The set of all vector in W are imaged under transformation of at least one vector in the V is called the range of the T, and it's denoted by range T. The set of all vector V in the subspace V whose transformation V is equal to 0 is a subspace of V, and it's called the kernel T. As I said earlier, where the vector in V that maps T in 0, it's called the kernel, and the set of all vector W in subspace W vector such that W is W equal to transformation V. For some of the V in the subspace V is called the range.
And here I will explain about the rank and nullity. The rank let the transformation divide by domain to the codomain, and then it will be a linear transformation. And if the range of transformation is finite dimensional, then its dimension is called the rank of transformation. And if the kernel of transformation is finite dimensional, then its dimension is called the nullity of the transformation. The rank of transformation is determined by rank transformation, and the nullity of transformation is by nullity transformation. If transformation divided by domain to the codomain is a linear transformation from a finite dimensional vector space domain to a vector space codomain, then the range of the transformation is finite dimensional, and we get a function rank transformation plus nullity transformation equal to dimensional of the domain. The nullity is a special case where A is a matrix M multiplied by n matrix, and we get the TA divided by domain to codomain is multiplication by A, or matrix M multiplied by n matrix. The kernel of transformation A is the null of space of A, and the range of TA is the column of space of A, and then we get the rank transformation A equal to nullity transformation A equal to matrix N.
So that's all from us in this explanation. I hope if there's anything wrong or something that are there's anything wrong and something lack in our explanation, I'm so sorry. And we close it by saying bye bye. Thank you very much.